Okay, so good morning, dear friends. I'm very glad to welcome you at our webinar dedicated to fast setup of a small CCTV system. Thank you very much for joining us today. What are we going to do today? During this webinar, we will learn and understand how fast you can install, launch, and configure the Eocortex client software. Let me introduce myself. My name is Andrea. I'm the International Projects Coordinator at Eocortex, and I'm responsible for conducting webinars to familiarize our distributors with our product. Also, I would like to introduce my colleague Alexandra, the International Sales Manager, who will also be here in the chat to provide you with the answers to all your questions. So let's start. There are simple steps you can follow to start using Eocortex. First, you will need to download the software from the Eocortex website. Then we wait while it installs. And then we need to activate the license. Once the license is active, we launch the program. First, we need to configure it, so we will open the configurator. Then we will add the cameras and set up all that we need. And then we will apply the changes and the client will open automatically so we can start using the application. Here you can see some screenshots. This slide you can see some screenshots of the client application installation and the license activations. Since we have the software already installed in our computer, we'll show you what it looks like, so you know how the process is done when you try it by yourselves. When the software is installed, you will see the program launch window. Starting from the version 2.5, the interface looks nicer and it's much easier to work with. We will see it in a while in real time. The next slide. Here we can see the panel where the intelligent modules can be activated and configured. Today we won't talk about the modules, though to teach you how to work with every module, we plan to have more technical webinars. And at the right side of the page, you can see the client application with the cameras active. I want to tell you that you will receive this presentation at the end of the webinar, so you will be able to just click on the links to get the information you need. And if you have any questions, you can always reach us. Now, we will move to the Eocortex web page. Here I have it already opened. Let me share my screen with you. You will let me know if you can see my screen, okay? So please write a plus or a yes, so I will know that everything is working, that you can see my screen. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to the Eocortex webpage. I think that all of you know. It is eocortex.com. So I want to tell you that here we have two options. If you want to download a demo, you need to follow the following steps. So we go to software for IP cameras, then we go to product, then we go to download a demo. In this case, you will need to fill the form. This form will be sent to our support, and in response, you will receive the license key. this is one way, and this is just in the case that you would like to test the demo version. But if what you prefer is to get a fully functional version with a USB, you may already have it, or with a soft key, you will need to proceed as follows. Again, we go to eocortex.com, we go to support, then we go to software installation packages, and there you will find the installation packages. As you can see, here we only have the latest versions of the software. We have here the Eocortex 2.5 and the 2.6. Also, we have the Eocortex Ultra 1.5 and 1.6. So depending on what you want to download, you can find it here. In the case that you want to, or that you need to work with the previous version that is not here on the web page, you can always reach us and we can provide you with the package of the version that you may need. So let's say that you want to download the version 2.6 or the 2.5. In that case, you will need to download the Eocortex full version. But let's say that you need some of our special modules. Those are the hard hat, the face recognition, and the license plate recognition modules. So if you need any of these three modules, you additionally will need to download the license plate recognition module that is here. Next, face recognition module. And in the case that you need the hard hats detection module, you will need to download this. So you can only click in. But additionally, you need to keep in mind that you also have to download the Eocortex full version and then one of the modules that you may need. So just keep it in mind, okay? As I said before, if you need the Ultra version, the Ultra license, sorry, you just need to roll down and you can find it. It's the same here. Let's say that we already download the files and you now need to activate the license. If you don't have a USB key, you will need to ask your manager to provide you with the license soft key. In this case, once you've got the key, we can launch the installation. You need to choose what you want to install. There are three options: server, client, and standalone. So if you want to see, if you have a monitor, you will need to choose server and client. But if you don't need to see, you will need to choose the standalone. So let's say that the installation is complete. We launch the application and we perform the configuration. Let's go to, this is the client application. Here we see all the cameras. The cameras are already there. We already configured them. I just want to go back to okay, I see there. Everything is okay and all of you are seeing my screen. So, what are we going to do? First of all, we need to configure our CCTV system, yes? So, we go to settings, then we go to system settings. This is another application from Eocortex. We will need to open it when we want to configure the system. Here we have the option to do several things. Here we can add cameras. So you can see here, we can add a camera. We need to add to click here to add the camera, we need to add the IP address. We need to here to select a brand. We need to check the device type and then the model. After we do this, we can test the camera, and if it is working, it will be very good because it means that the camera is already added, and then if we need to activate some more modules, you can do it. So let's check with the camera. Also, there is another option which is pretty useful. Sometimes you know there are camera, it's installed, but you don't know, let's say, the IP address. So here we have the option to search for devices that are already connected to our network. So you just need to search for it, and the system finds the camera that you, let's say, you cannot remember the IP address. So it is like a really useful tool. Okay, let's go to check a camera that it's already working, that it has been already added. So now we need to test the camera. We just need to wait, and here you will have the image from the camera. Okay, now let's go here. This is connection. Let's go to the archive. The recording. Okay, when we check this recording and viewing archive, it means that we can set up the way that our system is recording and to the archive. So we have some modes. We can have the archive always on. It means that it will record everything. If we decide here by motion, in this case we need to activate the motion detector, and as soon as the camera detects the movement, it will start recording. Here we have like a pre-recording, 1 second duration, like the event duration, and then post-recording. That is another option. Then manual, when the operator sees that something is going on and that this event needs to be recorded, so the person can manually also do it. And scheduled. Sometimes we need to schedule, let's say, the time that all the employees got into the company. So from, let's say, from 8 to 11, it will record to the archive. So you can decide, these are the options that we have regarding the archive. Now let's go to the motion detector. As I already explained, in the case that you want to work with the archive only when there is movement in the frame, you can activate the motion detector. But also we use the motion detector for analytics. As I said before, we are not going to talk about analytics today. For this, if you want to know how a specific module works, then in that case you can ask for it, and we can plan a webinar specifically for this. But I want to tell you that when you activate a module, it is mandatory for this module to work that the motion detector is active. Okay, so that's pretty much about the cameras. Now let's move on. Let's go to the servers. So here we have the information about the servers, the port, the IP sorry, not the IP address, but just the address. And we have the information. We have the status, the current status, the configuration name. In the case that we have replication server, we need just to check here, and we can also configure it. Let's check the licensing. So here we see that the license that is installed, it is the Ultra. This license is due to 1st of July. Okay, the language, we have several languages, and here you can see the modules that can be supported with this license. In the case that you want to change the license, for example, sometimes you want to upgrade your license, you can do it just clicking here, update license. And cameras, here you can see the cameras that we already added here, the IP addresses and the server. Okay. Okay, let's go. It is not allowing me to go to users. Okay. But I want to tell you that in users, you have the option to give rights to different people. For example, the administrator, and you can set up that this person can do everything. Let's say, watch the archive, configure the system, or you can also give or remove the rights uh, from an operator, for example. Here we have the views. So depending on the amount of cameras that you may have, you can customize the grid. So you can select here the cameras that you would like to add to the grid, and it will do it later on. We will see when it will be when we can see where we can see that. Okay, the next is the automation. So what do we do here? Here we add task. So in the case that something happened, we will just, let's say, okay, it really doesn't matter the name, but for example, open the barrier when this license plate is in front of the camera. This is going to happen at this time, and we can repeat it by weeks, by days, by the hour, by minutes, by second. Run all day if it is not run on time. Let's say repeat by days. Next, add action. So we here decide what to do. Let's say that that it starts recording or disable the recording. So here we have several actions that we can do when the event is is uh, in the frame. So for example, send to messenger, send a notification. That is all we can do. Okay, so let's say it's ready, and that's it. We create a task. Also, we have task by events, as I said before. If there is loud sound, for example, we can activate an action. Let's say turn on recording. We can add it. Here we just need to complete some more steps. Let's apply all what we did. Let's apply. We save the changes. Here, when something is not correctly configured, we see that there are some errors, and it is because we create a camera, and this camera it's like empty. There are no information, but the camera is able. So now let's apply. We apply. When the configuration is applied, Eocortex client will start, and here we have the cameras. So what we can do here, for example, we can put it, as you can see, in the grid. Also, we can do that here. If we want to save a frame, we can do it here, and it we just need to select where we want to save this file, and it will be saved. Okay, what else can we do? On this camera, there is one module active. It is the crowd monitoring. So, for example, we can see that the zone it is to detect the crowd is here. Also, we can zoom the image. Let's do it. Let's do it here. And you will see it's pretty good. And after that, you can move. With just one click, you go back. Okay, now let's go to the menu. So what do we have here? The cameras. So we have here all the cameras that are active. When you check them, they are going to be seen in the grid. If not, well, they will be active, but nobody will see them. Okay, we can close this. Then we can work with the archive. So here we will see what is going on. Here we have the time and the date. And we can move this line of time so we can see at what time, if we know that an event happened yesterday, so we can go to that place and we can play the video so we can watch what is going on. Also, you can go back in the time, or you can, for example, you can go slower in the video, or the speed can go faster. So those are the possibilities that you have in the archive. Also, you need to select the cameras that you want to see. If there's only one, so you just need to uncheck the other ones and just one camera will be there. Okay, this is the archive. Now let's go to the events. Here we need to check on which cameras do we want to know the events. And as you can see here, there are some other modules that are active, for example, the fire. So when fire is detected, it will show you exactly at what time in the archive the fire was detected. You can also select the kind of events. It could be only information, it could be an alarm, it could be an error. Also, you can see the the events that the system by itself got from the operator. So if the operator changed some configurations, it will be reflected here. Okay, as you can see, there are new events from the other cameras. Okay, plans. Yes, it looks like a child plan draw. But of course here you can put the plans of your installations, and you can also add the cameras where they are, where the cameras are in the real installation. You can see here it is very useful, this tool. It's very comfortable also because you want to know where the camera is, what is going on. You can come here and you can check. Now, let's go to the report. So we can check, let's say face recognition reports, and here we will see all the faces of the people that have entered. And also you can create some groups like a white list or a black list or interception, as we can see here. You can just add the name that you want and it will be here. The list will be created, and then you can just add the people that belongs to that list. You can also do that by departments, for example. And well, that's about the face recognition. But let's say we want to know the crowd detection. For the last let's check for the last hour. So it will build, oh, I didn't select the camera. Okay, right. So it will show us the these graphics. Depending on each module, well, it will be different. Now let's go to the video wall. Video wall settings allows you there. This function is only in the Ultra license, so you can, for example, depending on how monitors you have, you can. In this case, we only have one, but if you have many monitors and you need to create the video wall, this is a very good. The Ultra license is very good to do that. Okay, video management. You can do the same as I already explained. Settings is where we were before. It is the configurator, settings, system settings. So here you will need to configure the system in the case that you already configured all the cameras, but you remember that you forgot to turn on the motion detector, and that's why the module is not working. So you go to settings, you go to system settings, and you can configure the module that you forgot, for example, or you want to change something. So you go here. Well, about Eocortex, it will show you the information. Also here, you can change your password, and for additional on this license, and after the 2.5 version, you can have no, sorry, in the Ultra license, you can have an internal chat, so you can send messages to the other operators. And from the 2.5 version, you get the option to send notifications through Facebook Messenger to Viber. The guard mode, it is when you activate, for example, a camera, and you create the events that we before created. So when you put the camera in the guard mode, it means that it is activated, ready to work. What else do we have here? The archive bookmarks. Yes. So in the case that you found the piece of video that you were looking for, you just need to add a bookmark, and it will be really easy for you to find it later on. The faces database, in the case that you have the face recognition module activated, you can go here and you can see all the people that is in the database. So, and exit. Well, so that's pretty much how you can configure so I think that I already showed you all all what we wanted to show you today, how to configure and set up the system of your CCTV. So let's go back to the presentation. So far we have arrived at the end of our webinar, but remember that you will receive this presentation, the recording of the webinar, and also you will receive a license request form after the webinar. So you can start testing our product as soon as we finished to our presentation. Also, on this presentation, you will find some useful materials on the last slide of the presentation. So, do you have any questions so far? Okay, I see that you don't. Okay. Okay, I showed the video wall. I just show it. Okay, I see that there's a question. You ask me if you my smartphone as a camera. Okay, that's a really good question. Unfortunately, I'm not a technician, so I really don't know how to answer to this question. But if you would like, I can send the answer to you. Yes, there's the possibility to connect the joystick. Uh, we will need to do an integration to be able to use your joystick with Eocortex, but yes, it is possible. Okay, I see that you wrote some questions, but I couldn't see them because I was working uh, with Eocortex. So let me just check if there are more questions. Okay, I see that Francesco was having some problems with the audio. I see that you ask a question. Do you can share free license skins? I want test face detection module is text version not accessible. Yes, you can test it. Guard. You can test. Sorry, you can test the face detection module. At the end, you can fill the form, and we will send you the license key, the soft key, so you will be able to activate this module, and you can just follow the steps that today I review. So you can download the module or the version like 2.5 or 2.6. Can we connect a demo license? For that, we have now, in the case that, let's say, you don't have some cameras like real cameras. Now we have a demo video. So we have the videos. They are you can include them in the configuration of the configurator, and you can test the software in that way, because I don't really know if you can have access to our demo server. In that case, we need to talk with some technicians about it. But what you can do is you can have access to the demo video. Uh, yes, as it was said, this is digital simming. How many times we can zoom? Uh, Let me check. For example, okay, I'm not really sure, Pandya, uh, how to answer about this, how many times we can zoom. Uh, just give me a couple of seconds, I will ask. Okay, Pandya, I think that we will need to answer this to you later because I really don't know. Um, okay, I see another question, Francesca. What tools do we have to quick search an event? Okay, for example, if you are searching for a person, you can just by the colors of the clothes search for this person. Mm, but you can, if you, for example, if you know the time that something happened, or you can filter by module, you can filter by date, you can filter by time. So it's really easy to search for an event. The plan should be Pandya. It could be just an image, like GPEG. Yes, it is okay. Yes, you can have the recording of this webinar. Guard, reports of face groups is the best. These features support alerts if detected now. I don't really understand this question, but if I correctly understood, what you mean is if you get alerts when, let's say, a person from the blacklist was detected. So yes, immediately you get a notification on, it could be on your mail or on your phone directly to Facebook Messenger, for example. Francisco, I see your question. Is there a way to record all cameras stream by schedule on 5 FPSC, and when it detects movements change to 20? Uh, yes, there are two. What you can do, for example, is to have two streams. One, like the main stream could be in 20 or 30 FPS, and in 5 FPS. So usually it is recording on 5 FPS, but when movement is detected, it changes the stream and starts recording in better quality. So yes, it is possible. Pandya, I think I already showed the video wall. Let's go down. Is there CCTV control room receiving software for the video analytical lab? If not, would you be interested in development? John, I think actually that this question could be to some technicians. You can address this question to them after the webinar. You can write them. How can I connect a keypad? Okay, in that case, we need to check about integration with the keypad with the Eocortex. I already answered to this, but the joystick is the same. To the smartphone as camera, I really don't know. Okay, I see that Alexandra already helped me answering. Yes, guard about the PTZ of optical zooming. Yes, we work with 300 cameras, 360 grades cameras. Yes, you can connect many server on a client. Can I connect many server to on a client? Yes, and the part when you add the servers, you just need to add more servers, and it will be all what you will need to do. Are there any more questions? Can I password privacy for accessing it? Yes, you can. Um, you have a list of users, and you can give different rights to different users. So, for example, if it is the operator, you can only give a right um, to see the cameras in real time, but not to be able to see the archive, for example. So, depending on the person, on the users, you can add some rights to different persons. So it allows you to create some levels. Is it possible to merge multiple camera videos onto one single large image? Yes, it is possible. We have the option up to 262 cameras in just one monitor. So it will be like a very large image on the monitor, and like little squares when the cameras are. And you can, for example, if you have two monitors, you can have one monitor where all the cameras, like let's say 262 cameras on one monitor, and you can have another monitor like an alarm monitor. So in the case that something happens, this will be reflected on the alarm monitor. Uh, okay, I see. Does Eocortex support multiple monitor? Um, does it mean like a video wall? If that is what you mean, so yes, but only with Ultra license. Do you have any more questions? Okay, okay. I'm very glad. Yes, you can do it. Uh, can we create copy of the databases in different servers? Yes, it depends on how many um, servers for reserve you have. So mainly yes, as many as you would like. Use your Cortex auto reconnecting if connection is low. How long timeout for this? Okay, for this we have the watch guard, if I'm not mistaken, that's the name. And automatically it is 3 minutes, but if you want to make it shorter, you can configure it this also. How many clients and your Cortex server supports? it depends on the license. It depends on the license. So for example, if you, okay, let me check just one moment. I will give, please. Okay, for example, if it is with the ML license, you can have up to 2. If it is for the LS, up to 10. ST unlimited and Ultra unlimited. Thanks. Planning to get a visit to you guys in the next 2 weeks. Alexandra, check your WhatsApp. Which access control manufacturer can with any manufacturer manufacturer. I don't know, Tan, if you were in our previous webinar, which was on Thursday, previous week, but we talk about integrations, and we provide you, Eocortex provides you with integrations when they are needed. So like not long ago, we completed an integration with Bosk keyboard for a museum in Amsterdam. It was an incredible project. It was a really big project. We were working, developing this project during about 6 months, and we did the integration. So yes, we can integrate as many devices or manufacturers as you may need. And about like more details about the project that you may have, you can discuss that with your manager, with your personal manager. How or where can I get license key for testing in app selected from USB offline and online? Offline is adding key, but I don't have the key. Okay, if you're just testing the if you're just testing the software, I'm not pretty sure that we can send you the USB. In that case, we will send you the soft key, which is the key license on a file. But when you, let's say that you already have a project and the licenses are going to be with the USB, so in that case we send you the USB. But if just for testing, in that case you can test with the file that we send you. It's pretty much the same. And for example, if you proved it and you want to keep the license on the computer that you installed the program, later on we can send you the USB, and you can just connect the USB, activate the commercial license, and it will be working. Yes, thank you, Alexandra. I think also that we are running already out of time. If you have any more questions, go ahead. Yes, of course. You will get a form, so you can ask for many licenses as you may need. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much to you. I hope that this webinar was really useful for all of you, that you got very good information from us. So hope to see you soon in our webinars. We will have more webinars for July. So thank you very much. Have a good day. Goodbye.